Thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And we have heard rumors of you running for governor of Alabama in 2010. My first question is, why do you want to run for governor after being in Congress?
Well, it is something I'm giving a lot of thought to. And the reason I'm giving a lot of thought to is a very simple reason. I got in politics 9 years ago when I decided to run for Congress for one very simple reason. I care deeply about the life of the state of Alabama, and I care about whether Alabama can reach that next threshold in terms of economic development, in terms of the quality of our school system. And while it's obviously an enormous honor to be in the United States House of Representatives, you can't change Alabama from the Congress. It's just not possible to do that.
Well, you've got two things that some people will say aren't in your favor. You're a Democrat, and you're an African American. Let's start with the race issue. 2 weeks ago, America elected its first black president. Huge milestone. In Alabama, the numbers said that only 10% of white voters voted for Mr. Obama, much lower than the numbers for Kerry in previous years. How do you see that affecting your reason for even running, for one, and what does that say about Alabama politics?
I think the key question is not what Barack Obama got on November 4th, candidly, but what do white voters in Alabama think of Barack Obama 2 years from now? If Barack Obama governs well, if he governs from the center, and if he governs with the enormous skill that he has shown in every phase of his life, I have no doubt that he's going to be considerably more popular with white Alabamians in 2 years. I think Barack Obama has made it easier for me to run for governor of Alabama because by winning and providing an example of an African American being willing to run despite the odds, he's provided a kind of template. Several years ago, when I first started to think about running for governor, the first question people said was, what's your model? Nobody in Alabama's done this. Nobody nationally has shown they can get large numbers of white votes. What's your model? And I would point to Wilder, I would point to Gantt, and those are still very important stories, but what Obama shows is if you trust the voters, if you trust the electorate, that people might respond to you. Now, let's not underestimate the audacity of what he did. When Barack Obama started thinking about running in late 2006, most people did not believe a black could be elected president in this country. If you had said just a few years ago that America was going to elect a black president in 2008, people would have thought that that showed how little you knew about politics, how little you knew about American life. The other lesson of Barack Obama is you can't gauge the timing of when history is ready to be made. We often see history in our rearview mirror, not the front of our car. If you try to sit down and say, in this year Alabama's going to be ready, there'll never be a magic time when bells go off. What you will find out is that people were ready, and if the right candidate runs, you'll expose that. We learned from Barack Obama that America was ready to elect a black president if the right candidate ran with the right message.
If for some reason President-elect Obama does poorly, and like you said, he doesn't govern from the center, would that make you a little bit more weary about possibly running for governor in Alabama?
Well, I would have to make a decision a lot earlier than I can wait for President Obama's approval ratings. Make no mistake about it. If for whatever reason President Obama is not successful and is deeply unpopular among white Alabamians, I would have no chance whatsoever of being elected. But that's the reality of the situation. If you don't run, you're guaranteed to lose, and if you don't run, you defeat yourself, because you take yourself out of the campaign. But if he governs well and governs from the center, his numbers will go up with white Alabamians, and whoever is the Democratic nominee in 2010 will benefit from that.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Thank you.